3 new potato pals. Mr. Potato Bird, Mr. Potato Fish, and Mr. Potato Bug. That's a funny potato bug.
Welcome back to HistoryCrafts. Today we talk about the humble potato, food of the people, fuel of revolutions, and survivor of famines. It has a story rooted in conquest, adaptation, and also resilience. It built empires, fed nations, and nearly wiped out millions of people. This isn't just the story of a vegetable, it's the story of how a starchy root from the Andes transformed the whole world. The English word potato comes from the Spanish patata, a blend of 2 indigenous roots. Papa from the Quechua language of the Andes, where potatoes were first domesticated. Quechua is still spoken today by over 8 million people across Peru, Bolivia and Ecuador, and papa remains the standard word for potato. Batata from the Taino people of the Caribbean referred to the sweet potato. Early Spanish colonists confused the 2 crops, leading to the hybrid term patata. In science, the potato is Solanum tuberosum, a member of the nightshade family. This family includes many other important crops: tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, and even tobacco. While all are edible, some nightshades contain alkaloids that can be toxic in high amounts, which added to early European suspicion of the potato. Long before potatoes reached European soil, they thrived in the Andes Mountains of modern-day Peru and Bolivia. Archaeological findings show that indigenous people domesticated wild potato species as early as 6000 BCE. That's like 8,000 years ago. To the Inca civilization, potatoes were sacred, used in rituals, timekeeping, and also medicine. They were seen as a gift from Pachamama, the Earth Mother. Farmers made offerings before planting, and moon phases helped guiding the growing season. Some believed certain potato shapes could predict the weather or signal a blessing from the gods. Potatoes were used in medicine, placed on wounds or temples to reduce pain. The potato wasn't just food, it was life, weather, health, and also faith. The Inca developed chuno, a freeze-dried potato that could last for years, crucial for survival in the harsh mountain climate. With over 3,000 cultivated varieties, the potato was a symbol of adaptability and abundance. Between the potato's sacred place in the Andes and its official arrival under Charles V, there was a period of uncertainty and slow diffusion. After the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire in the 1530s, potatoes began their journey to Europe. One of the first recorded arrivals was around 1536. Under Charles V, who was King of Spain and also Holy Roman Emperor at this point, the Columbian exchange accelerated, moving crops like potatoes from the New World to Europe, and also other things. Though Charles may have never tasted one himself, his empire's reach made him a key figure in the global agricultural revolution. Spanish soldiers and missionaries in Peru were among the first Europeans to encounter potatoes. Early records described them with curiosity, noting their unusual appearance, earthy flavor, and also hardiness, but they were not immediately embraced. Unlike gold or spices, potatoes didn't impress the European elites. Some early observers dismissed them as unremarkable or suitable only for livestock. Spanish chronicler Pedro Cieza de Leon offered the first European description of the potato in 1553, a key moment that sparked botanical interest, particularly in Spain and Italy. But Europe wasn't ready for the potato. It was unfamiliar, it grew underground, and it also was not mentioned in the Bible. Some even believed it would cause leprosy and even madness. In 1748, France, a law banned even potato cultivation, linking it to disease. In Germany, peasants refused to grow it without orders. And if you think nowadays, like potatoes is like the German food, right? It would take more than necessity to shift the public opinion. It would take even strategy. Antoine Augustin Parmentier, a French scientist, survived on potatoes as a prisoner of war. Back home, he embraced them, hosting extravagant potato dinners with guests like Benjamin Franklin and Louis XIV. In Prussia, Frederick the Great famously planted guarded potato fields to spark curiosity. Peasants, believing the crop was valuable, began growing it themselves. An early example of psychological persuasion in agriculture. A little bit like a propaganda, right? I mean, if the king does it, then it has to have some kind of value. From royal courts to village farms, potatoes were finally gaining their ground. And by the 18th century, an acre of potatoes could feed more people than 3 acres of grain. For the poor, potatoes were edible gold. In pre-famine Ireland, families could survive on potatoes and milk alone, but this dependence came with a risk. As it gained popularity, the potato even triggered a population boom. In Russia, Germany, Ireland and Poland, it became a dietary staple. Cheap, calorie-dense and also adaptable. It was the perfect crop for industrializing nations, but over-reliance brought also disaster. In 1845, a blight ravaged Ireland's potato crops. Nearly 1 million people died and another million even fled. But why was that? I mean, the potato kind of established itself. Well, it was because most potatoes came from one variety, the lumper, and this one was vulnerable to disease. The famine exposed the dangers of monoculture and spurred new agricultural strategies, seed banks, crop rotation and also genetic diversity. In the 20th century, the potato was drafted into global conflict. It was dried for army rations, distilled into vodka and used in industrial adhesives and also ethanol. In the USSR, potatoes played a central role in 5-year agricultural plans and rural diets. In Germany, they were promoted as a reliable staple during blockades. In the US, they were featured in victory gardens and ration kits during both world wars. A crop for all season and all battles. But who actually grows and eats the most potatoes nowadays? Well, China grows the most, around 95 million tons per year. And there, potatoes are stir-fried, steamed or shredded in dishes like tudusi, a spicy sour potato slaw. India follows with 55 million tons. Here, potatoes are called aloo and appear in countless dishes, from aloo paratha to aloo gobi. Russia produces around 20 million tons. Potatoes are there often mashed, boiled or even used in piroshki and salads, and of course distilled into vodka. Ukraine and Poland each harvest nearly 18 to 20 million tons of potatoes. Potatoes are there used for vareniki, which are dumplings, or even placzki chimnichane, which are potato pancakes, and also thicker winter stews. The USA grows around 17 million tons. Most of them are turned into french fries, chips and also instant mashed potatoes. Mostly fast food dominates potato consumption here. And Germany is famous for the Kartoffelsalat, Reibekuchen and also Bratkartoffeln. The Germans grow about 11 million tons annually. In Peru, Bolivia and the Andes, potatoes are still central. Over 3,000 native varieties are grown, from tiny purple ones to giant yellow ones. Families farm them using ancient methods passed down for generations. Lima is home to the International Potato Center, which even worked with NASA to grow potatoes for Mars. In Peru, potatoes are part of national pride, celebrated each year on National Potato Day, which is the 30th of May. And potato even comes up in our pop culture.
Hey, Mr. Potato Head! What do you got for us?
2 new Mr. Potato Head toys.
Did you know that Mr. Potato Head was the first toy ever advertised on TV in 1952?
Hey, it's Hasbro. Hasbro makes toys. What's new, Hasbro? Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head with their own cars and trailers. That's what's new. See, Mr. Potato Head has a car and boat trailer. And there's a car and shopping trailer for his wife, Mrs. Potato Head. It's such fun to do and so easy. Like this. Take any fruit or vegetable. Just stick in eyes, then ears, and then the mouth. You can make the funniest looking people in the whole world.
And when Pixar's Toy Story released, he became a global star.
Who invited that kid?
In the movie The Martian, Matt Damon's character survives by growing potatoes on Mars, which is actually inspired by real NASA studies, as I said before. And even the term couch potato was coined in the 1970s as a playful insult. Today, the potato has a big history and also is shaped by local traditions. With over 5,000 varieties and also prized for their genetic diversity, potatoes are now grown on every continent except Antarctica. They even have been cultivated in space, which is crazy. So, how do we thank the potatoes? Do we thank the indigenous farmers who nurtured its diversity, or the empires that spread it through colonialism? Would the world have potatoes without conquest? Probably yes, but their journey would have maybe taken a little bit longer, would have been slower, also more ethical. The potato is a gift, but it's one shaped by triumph, tragedy, and also resilience. So, what's your favorite potato dish? Is it maybe a family recipe or maybe something from your country? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something new about the potatoes. About what other historical topic, figure or event should I make a video about? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, and as always, this is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.
The family thinks always from morning to evening about the potatoes. I dream of potatoes. I have potato blood in my veins. My life, it's potato.